Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today guys I've got another deck profile for you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the deck that took first place at the Chilean Nationals tournament and is going to be Night March. So I really don't have to go over this deck too much because Night March has such a strong and simple strategy really that it's just really easy. Night March, 20 times the number of Night March Pokemon in your discard pile. We of course run a 4-4-4 line of Night March attackers. Now, really with this deck, this is the version that doesn't run Mew. And in case you're wondering why I sound dead, it is 3 in the morning. And pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Joltik or Pumpkaboo, preferably Pumpkaboo, because it's a little sturdier and can kind of hit a little more stuff for weakness, but Joltik does do a pretty good job on its own. Just the 30 HP can be a little bit of an issue. Pretty much we're going to be using Joltik or Pumpkaboo to do high amounts of damage. And one of the ways that we're going to have a way to put Pokemon in a discard pile is going to be Battle Compressor. Now Battle Compressor is probably the strongest card for this entire deck. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and discard them, shuffle your deck afterward. Now of course, you know, with the new supporter coming out, I think it's like Karen or something like that, you know, shuffles all Pokemon in each player's discard pile back in there. Night March really isn't going to be relevant. But for the time being, you know, the fact that it's still good now is one of the reasons why we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit. And I was actually really happy to see a Night March list finally win something because, well, it's just a good deck and there's so many things out there right now. It just kind of shows that this deck can still kind of compete with that. But simple strategy, discard stuff with Battle Compressor or Ultra Ball along with Sycamore just to put Night Marchers into the discard pile and do high amounts of damage. Really, that's about it. And the way we're going to be attacking with Pumpkaboo is we're going to run to Dimension Valley. Each Psychic Pokemon has one less colorless attack cost, so a DC will allow you to attack with Pumpkaboo. And then 4 puzzle at a time, this is going to allow you to kind of recycle stuff. And if you're able to open up with Battle Compressor and 2 puzzle at a time, then pretty much that means you're able to get back any 2 cards you just put in your discard pile. So pretty cool. Very rarely happens, but of course it happens a lot more than you think it might. And so some of the other cards we're going to kind of talk about here is Town Map. This is going to be the way for you to see what Night Marchers are going to be prized, and that way whenever you do take a KO, you're able to pick up a Night Marcher out of your discard pile or just something you might need for the following turn. So Town Map's pretty good in here. Fighting Fairy Belt is going to allow our Night Marchers to be a little more sturdy and allow them to hit a little harder. Fighting Fairy Belt gives Joltik 70 HP and gives Pumpkaboo 100 and makes them a little harder to knock out. And Shaman EX is pretty much just in here for the setup ability, just to try to go through your deck quicker. The key of this deck is to just go through a bunch of stuff and then hit really hard. I'm not really sure why the 1 Super Scoop Up was put in here. I mean, if you hit it, it could be pretty good. You know, pick up a Shaman or pick up like a Night Marcher, and it might be stuck active, like a Pumpkaboo or something. Or like if it got damaged, and you could just pick that up and kind of save a DC. So I guess that's the thought process behind that. Since our Pokemon have such low HP, Teammates is a great card for this deck. Search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them in your hand, so you can actually grab 2 puzzle at a time if you absolutely need to. Puzzle at a time is just really good because it allows you to get DCE and just anything you might need for the matchup. Along with Hex Maniac. Hex Maniac is probably one of the biggest supporters in this deck because it allows you to attack Aegislash, so that's pretty good there. Now Escape Rope is going to be one of the key trainers for a very specific matchup, and that is going to be Jolteon. Now if Jolteon is able to do its attack, pretty much Night March is rendered completely useless and unable to really do much except for Lysander and Escape Rope. Now Escape Rope makes it to where they have to switch that Jolteon out, so you'll still be able to get an attack off, but still this deck does greatly struggle against Jolteon, but if you're able to play it out correctly, then you should be able to pull it off, but it's going to be pretty hard. Trainer's Mail is in here just to really add that consistency and allow you to try to just pick out some cards out of your deck that you might need. It's really good. Red cards in here, I guess, for a little bit of disruption. You know, if you're able to get this off turn 1 and just get like crazy Battle Compressor and whatnot, just absolutely go off, then you should be pretty good. Acrobike just allows kind of like Trainer's Mail just allows that extra consistency for the decks. That's pretty good. AZ is in here. AZ is really good because Pumpkaboo has a 2 retreat cost, and if it does get stuck active, you don't necessarily have to attach a DCE to it and retreat it. Along with Shaman, it's just able to pick up Shaman, and you can reuse it or just not play it down, so that way you don't have to worry about that liability. The 4 VS Seeker just in here to get back your supporters. Being able to chain Hexmaniac or Lysanders in certain matchups is just really good. Plus Lysander just kind of helps you out with the Jolteon matchup, honestly. And will allow a little bit of disruption along with a little bit of consistency. It's very good early game and very good late game, so pretty good there. Sycamore will just allow you to go through your deck faster, kind of let you explode a little bit. Since you run Puzzle of Time, you really don't necessarily have to have the high amounts of Sycamore. Plus, like, there's other supporters that you want to use during the turn, so that's pretty good there. Floatstone, most of the time you want to put this on maybe a Pumpkaboo or a Shaman, just allow a free retreater to go. Allow you to have something to, have a little flexibility, I guess. Target Whistle is very good because if your opponent tries to get a little tricky with their plays and like discards a Shaman or something like that, just doesn't play something down, and they know you can easily Lysander up and KO, you can play Target Whistle, put that basic back down on their bench from the discard pile, Lysander it up and KO. It's a very strong combination. I said stronger. It's a very stronger combination. Anyway, that sounded extremely racist. That sounded like I was making fun of Asian people, and I'm really sorry about that. But anyway, the next card we're going to take a look at is Buddy Buddy Rescue. Each player puts a Pokemon from their discard pile into their hand. So this will allow you to grab a Night Marcher. And this actually won me a game when I did play Night March a little bit. This is just a very good card because it'll allow you to put a Joltik or a Pumpkaboo in there, and you don't necessarily have to waste your time puzzles or something like that grabbing a Night Marcher. And one of the big things about this deck is as the game progresses and as the game goes on, this deck's just going to hit harder and harder and harder. So that's pretty good there. Really, if they start taking out Night Marchers, then you can just start hitting for insane amounts of damage, and that's just pretty cool. But yeah, it's 3 in the morning. I'm probably not interesting at all. But we have 4 DC in here, going to be the only energy you run because that's really the only energy you need because you attack with DCs. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this really late random video, make sure to like it. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. Take care. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. I'm about to go record 4 other videos or something like that. I don't know. Take care.